Oh, hey, it's you. That means it must be time to break on through. Tuesday. And here we are, live. All right, here y'all come. Everyone's running up onto the porch, coming on in the house, grabbing a seat, grabbing a cushion, grabbing a stool. We're going to sit around for a minute. Howdy, howdy, everybody. Thank you for coming back. You may hear little Coleman screaming like a banshee in the background because he can't get in here. Oh, boy. Man, I got a lot to tell you about. I'm going to have to cut it short, man, because I am packing up for this coming week's run of shows. Look what I got right here. I got set lists for every night. You want me to read this, see what it's going to be like? You know what? No, I don't do that. You got to come to my programs to hear what I'm going to talk about. Oh, yeah? I ain't going to just lay it all out for you and make it easy. Oh, they ain't playing a good set. I ain't going to that thing, bud. You got to tell me something. So, but you will have 4 chances. You will have 4 chances to hear this sermon this coming week. Thursday night, you can hear it in Atlanta, Georgia, at Boggs Social and Supply. And with us on that program will be Josephus and the George Jonestown Massacre, the Aggravators, and Hembray and the Infidels. Atlanta, Thursday night. Friday night, the Homecoming. ANTiSEEN at the Milestone. On that big card, Self-Made Monsters, Hembray and the Infidels. Now, man, the club is opening at 7 o'clock. First band goes on at 8. Now you'll be like, man, I ain't going to get there at 9 o'clock. You get up there at 9 o'clock, you're going to be at the end of the second band. So, early night, man. I'm talking all these clubs and they're not running until 2 in the morning, man, because I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I ain't going to do it. How about that? Oh, yeah. Saturday night, the Death Train runs right head into the Chattanooga Choo Choo at the Cherry Street Tavern. It'll be us and Josephus and the George Jonestown Massacre. Sunday, Easter Sunday, we will be at the Cobra in Nashville, Tennessee. Four chances. Man, I am going to go ahead and read this to y'all. I tricked you again. I ain't reading nothing. Woo! But anyway, what do you call me sleepyhead for? I'm drinking coffee. Let's see what we got going on around here. Let's see. All right, I talked about shows. I got some stories I want to tell y'all today. First, I want to show you some stuff I got in the mail today. My good pal Jerry A. from Poison Idea, he put out a record, a 2-sided single of The Badge, and he sent this to me, and I got it yesterday. It's on his American Leather Records. So, Poison Idea, the badge. Two-sided, well, there's two different versions on it. One's a techno version sang by a Portland cop. I got a surprise thing in the mail from my main man, Dennis Highland. And he showed me some nice advertisements from the great country of Japan. Look at that good shite right there, bro. Advertising the 10-inch, which is probably at the end of its run, I would guess. We only have a few copies that we will have with us at these 4 shows. And Jackhammer Music will be the label that puts out the CD version of Great Disasters when it's finally ready to be released, which I'm going to talk about that right now. The test pressing for Great Disasters had to be recut. So we're waiting on the new metal plates for that. And we're starting to gather up everything for the print. But everything from Ruin Your Groove is where it's got to be. Test pressings are done. Test pressings approved. The plates are ready. Everything's at the printer. And we're just waiting for to get a print date from them. But who knows how things are going to go in the newest third world country, formerly known as the United States of America. Let's see. So, before the anniversary show, which is September 30th at Ground Zero in Spartanburg, South Carolina. We will have out Here to Ruin Your Groove 2-record set reissue, the brand new studio album Great Disasters, and released at the anniversary show, we will have the People's Choice Session, a record that's coming out on Malcolm Tent's TPOS label. 300 copies, only available there at that show. And we also hope to have another brand new 7-inch single, which I will not give any details on that yet. But I'm guaranteeing, I'll tell you right now, everything goes out the way, even halfway, the way we've got it planned. This is going to blow your mind. Can you dig it? I got a lot of stuff happening on Long-Haired Weirdo Records, but you know what? I'm not going to go into that much today because I got a lot of other stuff I want to talk about. And when I get back from this run, I'll be talking plenty about Long-Haired Weirdo because we're going to have pretty much 2 releases come out almost simultaneously, maybe a week or 2 apart. So, yeah. Anyway, I started getting into something here recently. I started a small collection, a very small collection of lobby cards. Do y'all know what lobby cards are? In the theaters, back in the 60s, 70s, maybe even some part of the 80s, I imagine. You know, there was always a movie poster. And some releases would have either 8x10s or 11x14 photos in frames from the film underneath the poster. And of course, you know where all my interests are in 70s films. And I recently acquired these things. I got a Battle for the Planet of the Apes lobby card. And these are original. These are not reprints. And I'm not talking about just, 11 by 17 or 11 by 14 reprints of a movie poster. I'm talking about these hung in the theaters alongside with the actual movie poster. I showed this one not long ago from the Charles Bronson film Breakout. See, we see Charles Bronson and Sherry North on this lobby card from Breakout. I know it's kind of got a glare on it. You can't see it. Hopefully you can see it somewhat. But I also recently scored these from a dealer on eBay that sells nothing but lobby cards that hung in theaters in Mexico City. And they got some wear and tear on them, but they are really nice. These are Mexican lobby cards from the movie Kansas City Bomber. Try to hold it so y'all can see that real good. And I really dig these things. Here's another one. Also from Kansas City Bomber. Now this one I got in the mail today. I just got it framed up. And I don't know what this would have been from. It wasn't from a theater. Because the Sonny and Cher TV show did not run in theaters. It was only on television. But this is a lobby card of some sort. And I guess it's an advertisement for a record or soundtrack from a Sonny and Cher show, which I don't have it. If the damn thing existed, I would have it. But check this out. I love it. Now that's some great shite right there. You're probably right, Will. This probably did come from Burbank, California. I don't have very many lobby cards. There's one I have up there, an actual lobby. I got a couple reprints, but I got an actual lobby card from The Incredible Melting Man that I got autographed from Janice Blythe herself, and it's her scene where she chops the Melting Man's arm off with a meat cleaver. And speaking of her, she's got her store on her page, which I used to be admin. I still help out with it somewhat, but my main Dennis Highland is the main admin right now. But go to her page, Janice Blythe's. Actually, Janice has taken more of an active role, way more active, and she's doing the post now. And but she's got photos and stuff, for sale that she'll autograph to you. So go check out her page, Janice Blythe Scream Queen. You'll find the information on there to get it. And word has it she will be having some more things up there in the near future. So do it. Go to it. Let's see what else I got here. A bunch of you guys have written me asking me to talk about doing some top 10 things. And one of them that has popped up several times from several different people was some of the worst places you've played. Now, there's a reason that I don't go into that. Political reasons, because these are some places that we may still play. And if I go around on, social media saying, it's one of the worst places we ever played in our lives, and then my main Joey Killingsworth tries to get this booked in there, and I go, man, we heard that mofo say we're the worst place. They ain't getting no ANTiSEEN in here, son. So you understand where I'm coming from on this then, I hope. But I will tell you what makes, in our opinion, mainly my opinion, I guess, a place good or bad. And you know, one of the things I guess most bands prefer is a decent sound system with monitors. Man, if you got a shitty sound system, which monitors are basically just a bunch of blocks of wood sitting in the way, man, it's terrible. Especially for singers, man. It's like, and see, I don't want to name bands, especially when, or clubs when, especially when, you know, it's ones we just played and this kind of shit happened. But, you know, a bad monitor system is one of the main things that will help you blow your voice out, trying to get above everything so you can hear it. A good monitor system can make all the difference in the world, and it also makes you sound better when you can hear yourself. But shitty sound is terrible. And I've explained before that I have this question, like, what club thinks that bands want to perform in pitch dark? Or they just, we'll just put up one red light and, you know, you can't see shit. And it's like, oh, it's, you know, we put up a red light, doesn't that create any kind of mood or anything? Now, you don't gotta have like a fancy light system that, you know, does any and everything, but man, light that stage up. And, you know, also too, the places that expect a merch person for a band also try to sell in complete darkness, you know. And I guess they would have a leg to stand on and saying, well, bring your own damn light. But, you know, yeah, but man, it's one more thing to leave behind, and we've left plenty of lights behind. Let me tell you that. But man, I want to tell you what I qualify as a damn good place to play over anything. And you might say, damn, Jack, who do you think you are, man? You think you're Mick Jagger, you mofo? No, I'm going to tell you what it is. I'll tell you what, a club will be my favorite place to play. I don't care if the stage has holes in it. I don't care if the roof is leaking. I don't care if all they got is one red light and one blue party light bulb in the stage. If they've got a private bathroom for the band, it's my favorite place. It's my favorite place on earth to play. And direct access from the dressing room to the stage. Oh, yeah. Now, if y'all think, well, damn, Jeff Clayton thinks he's damn Mick Jagger just because ANTiSEEN been around for almost 100 years, just like the Stones, you can think whatever you want. But I'm just telling you, of all the places I've ever played, if they have one of those two traits, I'm a happy man. If they have both of those traits, I am an extremely happy man. Now, a lot of times, you're not going to get that private band bathroom, right? But man, some of these places, I'm just like, I don't even know what the hell they were thinking. Like, so you want people to use this bathroom, right? And I know punk shows, bunch of drunk punks in there. It seems like it's prerequisite to fucking stuff the toilet full of shit where it don't work anymore, you know, like immediately. It's almost like it's in the punk rocker handbook. You know, when you go to a club, you know, and you've bummed money to get beer, well, then go in and throw like an entire roll of tissue paper in the toilet and break a beer bottle over it. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Jim Earnhardt said he saw us at the Palomino Club. Man, the Palomino was good. Now, the Palomino had that. That had a band bathroom, dressing room, straight to the stage. Loved it. It was as big as a football field. I don't care. I had my bathroom and my direct route to the stage. So, that's kind of how I feel about that. I thought of a few stories recently. Oh, Eddie says the Rooster in Gastonia. Well, man, you know what? If it's still around, we hope to play the Rooster next year. It's not going to be this year. Because when we're done Sunday night in Nashville, you will not see ANTiSEEN live again until September 30th at the 40-year anniversary show. Now, after that, well, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but next year you're going to see us a lot more often. I can promise you that, because we got stuff coming out. We got stuff to sell, provided we are still a free country, as free as we can be. We are going to be touring, playing a lot of places. But man, I got to think. Something made me think of our old stage shows from back in like 80, mainly like 84 to 85. Working class, tired, you know, on into 86. Well, I think I've told some of you, I've talked about it on here before, but man, our shows were kind of like a Sanford and Son version of Alice Cooper. Mannequin heads dressed up like punk rockers with shit all in them. You know, when I say shit, eggs for eyeballs, usually stuffed with chicken livers, raw chicken livers. We've had stuffed with cow stomachs. And man, I used to, like, well into 86, I guess, I used to do this gimmick. Where I would have, at one point during the show, there would be green ooze just billowing out of my mouth, just like, I didn't just like some green shit coming out. I'm talking it went, rah. It's safe enough now to tell you what that is, because I'm never going to do that again. But, man, what it was is, back then we used to get unsweetened packets of Kool-Aid. And I would get lime green. Sometimes I would get grape. Not because of the taste, but because of the disgusting color it would make. I didn't get red because red would confuse people. Like if I was bleeding, they'd say, oh, well, you know, it's all the fake stuff. But I didn't want that confusion. That's why some of the heads used to have Caro syrup in them. And he'd get all over me, and then I'd really bleed, and people would go, oh, is that real? And they still do that. But what I would do is take the Kool-Aid, the green Kool-Aid, and then we used to get these jars of Alka-Seltzer, these round jars full of Alka-Seltzer. Take about 2 of those, crush them all up into a powder, stick them in the Kool-Aid packet, you know, stir them all up, you know, with a pencil or a stick or something you found. And, what I would do is like, you know, everything is slip of hand. When my back was turned to the crowd, I'm going to put that whole thing in my mouth, take a little sip of water, so that Alka-Seltzer starts And of course now it's all mixed up in the Kool-Aid, so it's green. And man, it would just bubble out of my. Sometimes it would be so much that I just had to let it go before I was ready because it was building up so much pressure in my head, and it would just be like, blah. And I know some of y'all thinking, "Oh man, that was when you was in your Exorcist," and it was probably influenced a lot more by George Steele than Reagan McNeil. But what do I know? But I just, for some reason, I thought about that the other day, and I cannot think of why it even came up. And I tell you guys, I run out of ideas to talk about sometimes because I don't. I think about what we're gonna do, and a lot of times, what we're gonna do does deal with the past when it comes to reissues and things such as that. So I do have to revisit it sometime, but I don't know what made that pop in my head. I was probably on the forklift doing something, and I was thinking, it just came in my head. So I hope y'all get amused by that story. Any kind of shit like that you guys want to hear about, you drop me a line. I told you I write stuff down. I write it on all kind of various shit, and I don't even know where I put it. I got to get a notebook. I got notebooks all over the place, and I'm just like, all I got to do is actually get the notebook, like pick it up and take my notes and stuff. But I will. It all happens. It all happens eventually. I'll tell you something else I was thinking about also. I know a bunch of you guys on here collect records. Some of you are in my age group, and you may know exactly what I'm talking about. But did any of you ever have any Quadraphonic records? And if you did have any Quadraphonic records, did you ever get to listen to them on a Quadraphonic stereo? Now, by Quadraphonic, that means the channels are split 4 ways instead of 2. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. The first copy I ever owned of Black Oak, Arkansas's Raunch and Roll was a Quadraphonic record, but I didn't have a Quadraphonic system. I just had a stereo. So I'm listening to Raunch and Roll live, and man, I'm getting the drums, the bass, the vocals, but I'm only getting 1 guitar. They had 3. They split those other guitars in different channels, man. So, for years, I didn't know what that record sounded like in its completeness until I got a stereo copy of it. And I took it home. I was like, my God, this is like listening to a whole different album. Quadraphonic didn't stick around. Yeah, Jim, most of that that mid-period Pink Floyd ended up on Quad Records. Like I said, this Black Oak record, and I can't think of too many, because, man, I'm telling you, it wasn't a fad that caught on real big. And I'm not a fan of those records at all because, like I said, if you don't have a quad system, you're missing half of the program. And I guess it was for, they've done all kind of things with the high fidelity guy in mind. And, and this is I guess the thing was you have 4 speakers, 1 in each corner of the room. So you sit in the middle of the room and you listen to it kind of go all around and stuff, which I'm sure that was a fun experience with some records, but man, people just were not shelling out the money for those quad systems. So the quad record went the way of the dinosaurs. Marvin, what kind of records did your dad have on his quad system. And what happens when you play a stereo record on your quad? You still get the whole stereo effect, I would imagine. But you got two speakers that probably didn't have nothing happening. I don't know. Some of them interesting questions I come up with when I'm thinking about stuff. You ever see those that meme that goes around on Facebook and Instagram where it's got the woman, a man and woman in bed together, and the woman's looking at the guy and she's got a thought bubble? I bet he's thinking of other women. And the guy, he usually has a thought bubble that's like got him thinking about some kind of action figure or records, you know. And it's like it was me, it'd be like, I wonder if a stereo record played the same on a quad system. Oh boy. Man, can't you imagine just sitting around in your quad stereo room, lighting some candles and stuff? And man, I lived in these apartments over on Central Avenue when I first moved to Charlotte, probably the first few years. This is when I moved out of the Joy Adult Bookstore. When I lived in there, I lived in the closet. Not figuratively, literally, a closet at the Joy Adult Bookstore. And I've done an entire show on just that, so look it up if you ever want to hear about that one. But we moved into this apartment. Back then, I think it was called Lake Hill Apartments. No. It was not called Lake. That's a different apartment. That's a different story altogether. But anyway, I don't know what they were called. They're still there, though. My stepson lived in them for a minute. I told him, I said, yeah, I lived across the parking lot, way down on that very end. That's the one I've told y'all about, where me and Tom, we bought a flash. It was like a flash pot, but it was a flash charge that made the loud sound. And the guy told us, you know, you don't have to put much gunpowder in it. Well, man, we packed the son of a bitch. And, of course, we tested it on the damn porch of the club. And, man, it sounded like a damn bomb. It rattled the window. I'm surprised it didn't break every window in the damn apartment, to be honest with you. It was that loud. But, anyway, what the point I'm making is, you know, I'm like, you know, single guy, got an apartment, got roommates, you know, and I'm Mr. Hey, you know, I'm going to listen to some wild music. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to light me some Jasmine candles on this milk crate. You know, I'm going to have me this experience. And I didn't get high. But, you know, I'm letting these damn candles, I'm blowing through the Jasmine in my mind, man. Well, I fell asleep. And I woke up Sunday morning. You know how I woke up? Feeling plastic. Bubbling, boiling plastic spittle upon my hand. Well, look. My blue milk crate was a big blob of melted plastic on fire. Flames shooting up about 3.5, 4 feet. And have you ever burnt plastic? You know that the smoke it makes is black. It looks like snakes. That's all in my damn room. I'm surprised I didn't die. Oh, my blanket, which was a blanket of a big tiger, it's on fire too. And like, I guess it wasn't on fire, but it was melting because it was so close to the flame. So my blanket's, man, I opened my eyes. I see this flame. Oh, well, I was blowing through the Jasmine in my mind. I took that tiger blanket, threw it on top of it. Oh, man, that flame was so heavy. It was just, and then it started burning the damn thing right in the middle. Man, my carpet is burning. I go running out of my bedroom in my t-shirt, my underwear. I look at my roommate. He was like laying on his floor in the bedroom, like reading the magazine or something. And I went, "We're really on fire!" And I go in there, and I start getting cups of water, running back in there, doing on it. He had the brains to think, "Let me go get a pot and fill it with water." So his pot, man, we finally got it out. But man, you know, my room smelled like burnt plastic. There's a gigantic hole burnt in the carpet. It didn't make its way to the floor and burned the actual floor underneath. But it did a number on my blanket. And if I was a heavier sleeper, you know, I imagine that would have been it. But Clinton Zilla says, landlord's pissed. You know what? That was one of them details we just did not bring up to the landlord. Until time to move out. About, you know, a year later. What the hell's wrong with this carpet, son? Had a fire in here. You know you ain't getting no security deposit back, don't you there, trooper? Yeah, okay. Back then, man, young guys, you ain't getting no damn deposit back, man. Hell, me and my buddy Charles Emmons used to take empty Evan Williams bottles and throw them by the nozzle and make them stick into the wall like knives. Yeah. What a bunch of fools. But it was fun. Makes for a great story when you get to be an old man, I guess. Yeah, it's just some stuff I thought about this week, man. The green goo gimmick. The jasmine candles blowing through the jasmine in my mind. Man, all I can say is, I hope to see a bunch of you. And the show's coming up this week. Walt and Malcolm will be in town tomorrow. We will run through the sermon. We will prove to ourselves why we are the world's greatest rock and roll band, and then we will go to Atlanta. Also, something we learned on this last run we did back in March is that a road dog equipment humper was really not what we needed. You know, since I've gotten way healthier, you know, I jump in there with them and I used to not touch anything. I was like, yeah, you know. But man, we unload that trailer and we load that thing back up in record time. Man, it's no play. It's get it on. It's bang a gong, get it on, get it done. Be the one. That's what we do. And, but we found out what we need. We need a merch person. Because me and Malcolm take care of that, and I'm telling you, I can't do it. I can't get into the frame of mind I need to get into when I'm trying to pick a large t-shirt out of the thing, and, you know, and I hear the guys up there, you know, and I got to find a sheet to throw over everything. I'm just hoping that we ain't getting ripped off blind while we're playing. Can't do it. But we got one for this trip. And I hope maybe this will be a little bonus for some of you coming out. But it will be Mondo Braswell. You see him on here every week. He's also the man that runs the Destructo Central page. He's also the lead singer. He was the lead singer of two very fantastic bands, the Pier 6 Brawlers and Taped Fist. Taped Fist played with us at the 35-year anniversary show. A great guy. He loves all things that we do, wrestling, rock and roll, all kinds of crap. But Mondo Braswell will be with us and running the merch stand. Because I also have a real problem talking before shows. I don't like to yell over a band before we have to. I like to just save my yelling for when I'm giving you this. Because I want you to be convinced of what I say. So with that being said, thank you once again for joining me here on Break On Through You. I hope you enjoyed my tales. As always, contact me, direct message, not on the ANTiSEEN page. It takes me forever to look at anything on the ANTiSEEN messages. I think Walt and Malcolm probably monitor that better than I do. Direct message me on my page. Mondo says, come say hi, but bye, bye, bye. That's our damn motto. Say hi, but bye. There's going to be a fun trip. And Thursday night in Atlanta, Friday night in Charlotte at the Milestone, Saturday night, Cherry Street Tavern in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Sunday in Nashville, Tennessee at the Cobra. I hope to see a lot of you there. It's going to be a good time. If you have not seen the Ultra lineup yet, you are in for a surprise. It's not called the Ultra lineup just because I needed something to tag it with. It's called the Ultra lineup for a damn good reason, and you will see, you will hear, you will feel what that reason is. Should you make it to one of these cultural events? Jim asked, will there be merch that's not on the online stores? Man, we're pretty much bringing what we got. You know, I don't have anything that I don't put on the online store. There might be some stuff we don't bring that's on the online store. But we did restock some things that I have not put up. And hopefully you will all find something to walk away with. I do got a bunch of new stickers. A bunch of new stickers that have not been shown in public. I did show them in public, but they haven't been on sale. So, all right. Starting tomorrow, onward. You guys take care. Thank you, as always, for coming and hanging out with me a little bit. And I will see you next week. Remember, give me those subjects you want to hear me talk about. Give me some top 10s you want to know about. And that will make Break On Through even more enjoyable for you. Thank you, everybody. See you next week.